Greetings, it's Will from StormTheCastle.com, and you are watching the Cardboard Da Vinci YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in. And this video is part 2 of my How to Make a Cardboard Dollhouse series. This is 2 of 3 videos. And in this episode, we make the interior rooms of the dollhouse. Let's do the intro, we'll launch into it. Okay, so let's start. The first thing we're going to do is work on the back half of the dollhouse. It's the little bit smaller half. And so I'll show you all the various parts here so you can build it like I did. And in the description of this video is the download where you can get these sheets. I have it all laid out for you to scale, so it makes it very easy for you to make these parts. But there's the first part. There is the floor / ceiling, the second floor. That piece is the attic floor. This piece here, this little assembly is the stairs, and don't worry, I'll show you how to make those stairs. Then there's the first floor doorway separating 2 rooms, goes right there. The second floor doorway separating 2 rooms, and that's a little bathroom over there on the right. And that's it. Those are the parts we make for this half of the dollhouse. So let's go ahead and start making them. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put in that floor for the second floor. So cut yourself a little piece of a cardboard like this that's 8 inches tall. And we're using that as a little gauge to mark all the way around the inside of the dollhouse. See, that way we got marks at the 8-inch mark. Just like that, all the way around, the sides and the back. Now next, cut yourself some strips of cardboard that are 1/2 inch wide, and as long as you can get them. And then glue those onto that mark. And the very top of the strip is right on that 8-inch line. See it? The very top of that strip goes right on that line like that. See, so now what we've done, and you do that on the whole inside, what we've done is we made a little shelf and supports for the second floor to give it some strength. So like I showed in the first video, I use a spray adhesive to first cut out the second floor, which is 8 inches by 24 inches, and then adhere them together like this with spray adhesive, and then fan them together like this. That's the best way to do it, so you get a good clean fit with very little correcting needed. Because if you try to place it on top of the other, if you place it wrong, you can't pull it back apart to fix it. But that way you get a perfect fit. So now try to fit it inside your dollhouse, and depending on how you built it, you may need to trim it a little bit, which is fine. So trim a little bit off, measure it, and trim a little bit so it fits in there right. And do this with all the pieces. I recommend this highly. Like, before you go to glue it in, test it first to make sure it fits and trim it as needed. Then you can go ahead and glue it in. And you can even do this with the single sheet of corrugated cardboard before you double them up. So now look, this piece sticks out just a little bit, and we want that floor to be nice and flush with the walls. So it sticks out a little bit. So mark that and cut that too. So now we have a perfect fit. But for all these pieces, almost all the pieces in this video are double layered corrugations. And I talked about that in the first video, where you alternate the corrugations. One piece has the corrugations going north and south, and the other piece has the corrugations going east and west. That makes the strongest build. So there we go. The second floor is now in. But see how I tested everything first before I glued it in? That's important. But see, it's a nice clean fit. So now the stairway, and don't be intimidated by this. If you're not a crafter, you'll be fine. Just 1 inch. It's 7.5 inches by 8 inches, but you can just make it 8 inches by 8 inches, then trim it as needed to fit into the dollhouse. And we don't need to double line any of this. So we're actually going to make 2 stairwells. So while you're making one, you should make a second one for the other half of the dollhouse. But those steps are all 1 inches by 3 inches, and that 3 inches is what's important. So go ahead and build it like that. And And it looks pretty good like this. I kind of like this, but I went ahead for strength as I added pieces that are vertical too. And you do those on the inside. See, to fully, totally fill out those steps, to fill them in. And check it to see how it fits. And then cut yourself out a 3" by 3" hole there on the left of this section so you can insert that stairwell right in. And you know, it was optional. I could put the stairway this way where the stairs kind of go down away from us, but I think a better option might be to put the stairwell in the other way where the stairs go up away from us. You know what I mean? But that's your option. So now let's build the wall on the first floor, the doorway wall. 2 sheets of corrugated cardboard, glue them together, and then cut out the door and test it, trim it as needed. See, it sticks out a little bit, so I trimmed it down. See? And that all depends on the little variations in how you build your dollhouse. So I trimmed it a little bit, and I trimmed it on the big end, not on the small end, for strength. And then I glued it in. And the blueprint shows you what inches measurement to glue it in. I think it's 9 inches, but don't quote me on that. Check the blueprint. It'll tell you where to glue this in. And of course, you know, you can make the rooms in your dollhouse in just about any configuration you want. If you wanted to stretch it, you could make this a 3-floor dollhouse if you wanted. But there we go. The first floor is done. Now let's move on to the second floor. So this piece here is in the blueprint, and that's the wall for the bathroom. I cut one and I measured it before I double layered it. So once I knew I had the measurement right, then I cut a second one with alternating corrugations. I glued them together and then I glued it in. So now then we'll glue in the attic floor. And you know, maybe I'll do a little ladder for the attic to get up into the attic. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you want me to do a ladder. But on the third video, we're going to paint this, and I'm going to add some details. And I may even put in some LED lighting. Let me know what you think about that. If you got ideas for this dollhouse, or thoughts or questions, leave a comment. That'd be wonderful. Interacting with this video is one of the best things you can do. So, but there's a nice little attic for storage. And nobody wants to look at my bald head there. So now we're going to work on, so that's it. The back half of the building is done. Now we're going to do the front half, which is a little more complicated, but a piece of cake. I'll show you, I'll walk you through it. Let's look at all the pieces as per the blueprints. The first floor wall, the staircase, the floor for the second floor, right? That's that part. There's the 3 walls for the two of the walls for the closets. There's one on the left, one on the right, and the one in the middle actually doesn't have a door in it. And then that piece right there to cover the closets. And that's it. So let's go ahead and do it. So just like we did before, we use our little 8-inch template. Or what's that called? It's called a gauge, maybe? Would that be called a gauge? I think that is. Machinists use things called gauges to get the right measurement. I think that's a gauge. Mark it all the way around, and then do your strips of half-inch thick strips, half-inch wide strips of cardboard, and glue those onto that line you made, with the top of the strip being at the 8-inch mark. That's important. Otherwise, if you don't get that 8-inch point, if you put these on wrong, a lot of the measurements are going to be off for the dollhouse. So the top of the strip is at the 8-inch line that you drew. And do this all the way around the inside of this part of the dollhouse. And I'm thinking too, when I modify this for part 3 of this video, where I do the details and the painting, I probably should punch some windows in this. Get some light into this dollhouse. See how it's a little bit dark? I mean, it's not that dark in real life. It's a matter of because of the angle I had the light and and the angle I had the camera, it seems darker than it really is. But some windows would be nice. We'll take a look at that in the third video. And then again, I think I may be doing some LED lighting in this. But, you know, the potentials with a dollhouse like this are just enormous. You can do all kinds of design work. You could really go all out. Make it the same design as the house you live in. That'd be kind of cool. So go ahead and cut out the two pieces of corrugated cardboard that are alternating for this second floor. Glue them together and then test it. And once you've got it cut just right and it fits nicely, then glue it in just like this. And there's the second floor. And one of the things I do like about this Tudor style is, you know, you've got a little variation in the floor plan. It isn't just a box or a rectangle. And then just like we did in the first half, cut out a 3-inch square and you can install your staircase just like this. There we go. I really think I should have flipped that staircase around because it can't be seen that well. You know? You know what I mean? The stairs go up from us rather than going down from us. Well, anyway, next we cut out the first floor doorway, and this is a double doorway. It's a 4-inch doorway because of the rooms are going through. It just makes more sense, and it gives more light. And double it up, test it in place, trim it as needed, and then glue it in. You know, one of the nice things is there's a lot of wonderful things about this project that I like. First off, if you've got some basic supplies and you can scrounge up some cardboard, you know, it's practically free, which is nice. Then there's the creative aspect because you can do so much with this. And then there's the long-term use of it. It's a durable project, and it's something that can and probably will be used. So there's a lot of wonderful things about this, and in my mind, the satisfaction of actually making it yourself is just kind of nice. I like that. So now the closet section on the second floor, and we're almost done here. Single layers of cardboard. You don't need to double these up. You put one with a doorway in it on the right, and the whole dimensions of this is from the side to side in total is 5 inches. So it's 2.5 inches between those. The center one here doesn't need a doorway because that's the back wall of the closets. And then you put a third one in here that does have a door, and that's the closet for the other room. So in total, it's 5 inches from this one to the first one we put in. And it's 2 closets. See, a closet here, they can get in the closet, and from the other room, the other master bedroom on the right, they get in the closet. And then we take that final piece, I think it's 8 inches by 5 inches, or 9 inches by 5 inches. The blueprint says what it is. We take that and we cover up this stack of 3. I think I show it in place, but I don't think I show actually installing it, that final piece. Oh, here we go. So put some glue on those. So let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Give me some good feedback on this project. If you make one, make sure you send me a picture. I will send you a certificate of contribution and put the picture on my website. So there we go. We put the final piece on there. So up here, we have the 2 bedrooms, the master bedroom and the regular bedroom, and each one has a closet. Just kind of cool. So that's it. This project is built. In the next video, we're going to paint it. We're going to do some detail work. I'll probably cut the door and windows, add some pizzazz to it, and maybe even do some LEDs. Yay! And it's nice and durable. So that's it. Thanks for watching this video.
Perché la minestra si fredda.